deprive us of our humanness.
Right.
So you're gonna have, whether it's the kids like going kind of up the scale, right? The kids hassling you, or Michael, or your daughter having a seizure, like, you are going to have a human response to that. It's just, how do you relate
Right.
to that response, and how much does it consume you? But I mean, of course, as a mom, you're gonna be terrified.
And well, I'm not in Los Angeles, so it's not like.
Right, but.
So I did. I thought about it, and then I thought, okay, this means she's not eating again. This means that I just saw her and she looked awful thin and blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, okay, this means that we're going to get that doctor taken care of. We've got to get her into a doctor, an internist. She needs blood tests. And then I thought, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to call her now in the afternoons, every afternoon.
Right.
Versus waiting, just check in on her. And I was just, and it's going to be all right, Sarah. We're gonna get through this.
Right, and this is just this piece of the next sane step. Like,
Yeah.
when you accept that your class is pushing your buttons, or Michael's driving you nuts, or your daughter's had a seizure, and you let yourself have your feelings, then kind of your system's clear to do the next thing. But when we're either amplifying it and like getting totally consumed by it, or spending all our energy suppressing it and trying to make it go away, that's where we are more likely to act unskillfully.
I'm trying to listen without comment. She's, I think, talking to me more. And I'm not reacting.
Yeah, and that leaves space for her to talk.
And we're in the best place we've ever been. But
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you for being willing to respond. So what do people want to say about, I mean, we kind of covered what you did this week. Judy, I don't know that you really said what you did this week. But just anything else about kind of where you are with your students.
So they're excited they have another week.
They are.
Oh yeah, the kids are thrilled.
That's
I said,
really
this is
nice.
good news or bad news? And here it is. We have another
Very
week.
nicely done, very nicely
Yeah,
done.
good news or bad news. And for the most part, it was good news to all of them. So they're excited
Wow.
they get another week. We just started with a little loving kindness type practice, and then went into self-esteem. And I actually had them do some stuff in the workbook, so they're familiar with this thing. Individually, then I put them in small groups, and they had to share out one trait of self-esteem in themselves, and then their group could help them with the upsides and downsides, kind of with that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so they could see that, yeah, maybe it's not always good to be the nice person or the blah blah person, because it's hard to be that way all the time. And maybe I never take care of myself and those kinds of things. So they shared back, and it was pretty good. One person from each group. Small groups is the way to go with 45 kids. Second period is a model class. There's like 20, 22. So perfect.
Walk in the park.
It's a really nice class. Second is rough because there's 45, and they're kind of a wild class. And I mean, it is hard when they're just, and the same kids, and I want to say things to them. I try to just take some breaths and look at everyone, and trying to just calm them down without having to say, shut up and get it together. And I mean, it's not that wild, just a few of them. So I think they're getting used to me, I'm getting used to them, and they know when I'm, ready to, let's move on. And during practice we did peace, and that was really nice. I think they really enjoyed that. Everybody's, they're, for the most part, not everybody, but most of them are really into the practice. Now some are still giggling, and I just say, hey, if you notice yourself giggling or this is embarrassing, that's okay, just be with it. And that's okay.
Right.
But just because some try to get eye contact around the room, some of the boys, and but most of them are really practicing. And then we ended up with 5 to 7 minutes, not a lot of time, but I just had half sheets of paper and had them write kind of like a wish to themselves or what you want to remember about mindfulness. You know, in any way, just something to make yourself smile in 6 weeks when you're going to get these things back. And I promised them we would not look at them, and we're not. And PE teachers have them, and they'll get those back probably the last week of school. Otherwise, they're going to be all off in different classes, and that might be hard to organize. I have 200
Right.
kids, and you have 200 kids, or whatever we have.
So I think just the practicalities means they get them back.
For this group, yeah. And so it was fun. I really had a fun day. It was great. It's getting, yeah. I think it's just getting more comfortable doing this. I've done it now a while, and it's fun to see them really participate and get it. And Jim is being great. He's going around to all the small groups and talking to them, and you know, that's been really good. Bob just sits in the other room still, but that's okay. I mean, just yeah. I don't know. I have him 3 periods, so he's hearing it.
Right.
I mean, he's going through it. Sometimes he'll do the practice. Jim does them all. So I think that's been really good.
Right, and so that may change what's possible for next year.
Yeah, and I, been kind of talking to them about it, and some of their thoughts are maybe we do it every 2 weeks, and Wynn would like us to start earlier in the year. She
Right,
feels
and
like
all those pieces we're gonna sit down and figure
Right.
out.
And I'm willing to help with them, but they need to take some lead in it at this point because they've gone through the whole curriculum and it's all pretty much done. It's easy. Here's what you can do, and you can adapt it if you want or not, but it's there.
Yeah, so we'll cover that part.
Like yeah.
With the smaller PE group.
Yeah.
And then, you guys, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to definitely talk about kind of the evaluation. I know we're doing a letter to the friend, but what do we want in that besides, how would you describe mindfulness to somebody, and how do you use it in your life?
The two prompts are, how does it feel, or what is your experience resting in the still, quiet place, and how do you use mindfulness in your daily life? And then they can free write, and you guys can decide how you want to set it up, but I often, because I've taught so often in remedial classes, I've said don't worry about spelling, don't worry about grammar, don't worry.
Yeah,
This is mindfulness. The English teachers are not going to say that,
But if you want to draw a picture, if you need that, and that's great too.
Yeah. So
whatever,
it's just, but do let them know that we're going to get those, just so that they can make a informed choice about what they do and don't say.
Should I say anything like this is kind of, we're going to use this as an evaluation? Or
No,
not?
What I want is their truth, including you're going to get some kids, and I know we're
waste
gonna
of
get some
time and
kids.
blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't rest in the waste of time. I didn't rest in the still quiet place. It was boring and a waste of time, and I never use mindfulness in my daily life.